Hello, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Halftime in Mini, and the Kings with an outstanding half lead 69-57 behind Sabonis, Fox, and Monk. Those three really paced the way. I like the way they got out, ran a little bit. I liked it. There were a lot of things I liked. Jerry, let's start with you. That's an excellent first half.
Yeah, just terrific. Because some of the things we talked about really before the game, in a sense, the pace was terrific,
Yep.
really pushing the pace. Obviously, Fox started slow, but he once he really knew they kind of needed him to keep things going. He turned it on and kind of established a little thought there for Mr. Edwards to think about that who's number one in town. But I thought Monk really did some good things. He and Ox, Sabonis are so good together.
They are.
They get baskets for one another, and but yeah, and then probably the key to me is Isaac Jones.
Amen.
That guy came in there and he, they may have found something here. I mean, he's the long athletic guy, that they've really needed, and they've had him. So I don't know if he can keep it up, but man, he's been good.
He played very well, no doubt about it.
Isaac showed some of the things he showed in the G League, where he can be explosive, strong up top, and quick, and he played a great half. All the things that we needed, the spark off the bench, you got. Isaac and Malik sparked it. And Mike Brown's been saying, if you're going to finish at the rim, finish strong. Gentlemen, Foxy has finished strong. 42-18 in the paint right now. Sacramento leads.
Yeah, it's a big factor in the first half. There's no doubt about it. I really like where the Kings are right now for a couple of reasons. I think attrition's going to – I thought Minnesota, who's really not playing that well right now, but they played in overtime last night, and they had three starters play 40 or more. I just think that's going to catch up with them in the second half. I really like the Kings' position right now. Not only do they have the lead, but they're taking on a tired team, and I think they can run this team off the floor in the second half. I really do.
Well, if they can, really slow down Edwards, that's the key. I mean, he's the guy that's capable of putting up huge numbers. So if they can just make it tough, and he's played big minutes. I think that, but I'm with you, Grant. I mean, and Ryan. I mean, fast pace. Keep the pace up. Keep the pace up, and I think things will go the Kings' ways.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. I think you pick up the pressure a little bit more here in the second half. You turn the temperature up a little bit more on them defensively. And guard Ant, like you're down 20. We saw what he did at the end of the third quarter in the first matchup against Sacramento. You can't let that happen again because they still are in striking distance.
Yeah, great point. Yep, absolutely. And, looking at the scores, it looks like Memphis is going to win. It looks like Dallas is going to win. Houston is up by 7 with 4 minutes left in Philadelphia. Again, a lot of the teams that are ahead of you are winning or going to win. And so, boy, this is another reason you need to win this game. Stop the bleeding, get a little momentum. And but again, I don't have any negatives in that first half. What did you guys think of Jay Crowder? I mean, he played 10 minutes out of the 24, made one basket. I thought defensively he was pretty good. Anything stand out, Jerry?
Well, I thought he knows how to fit in, and that's been his strength throughout his career. Now, obviously, he kind of is in a situation where he has to, but he's going to move the ball, going to take open shots, really going to try to play good defense and be physical, and I think that's what he did. And as time goes, I don't think that's going to change much. I think he'll be able to play more minutes, but you can see he got a little winded. Coach Brown, very smart, kind of playing 4 minutes or so at a time, but. Like I say, so he's going to help. I mean, I think I'll go back Isaac Jones. So that may be the hidden gem of the night, whatever happens, because this really could help this team going forward.
Yeah, and it's not just a one night thing, and it's not anything unless you're watching closely, you're going to notice. But Isaac Jones is actually slowly giving the Kings some decent minutes. He did it in spurts a couple games ago, and it's something you build on. It's a spark. It's young athleticism, and it's athleticism this Kings team has not shown all season.
Yeah, and he's 6'9", he's active. As you said, it's exactly what this team needs. I mean, if you could just bottle up what you saw in the first half and get that on most nights from him, that makes your bench a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, he's that guy with long. He's got long arms and really a long body, which that's something that Kings just really need, and he'll get tough rebounds. So, well, we'll see. But boy, that first half was just just beautiful, and one more half like it, and be a huge win and probably a turnaround win.
Yeah, I think the most important thing that I am seeing from Isaac is up here, up top. The game's not moving too fast for him. He's seeing the floor. He's understanding where other guys are supposed to be at, and defensively, he's in the right spots. He's making the right plays, and young guys don't usually do that.
He's one of those late developers, one of those guys that wasn't recruited heavy and grew late. I just love that
Yeah.
because those kind of guys seem to always keep getting better because they not burn out by the time they're 19 years old. And
Well, the one thing, yeah, I'm sorry,
yeah.
Jerry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say the one thing that we need to see right now from the Kings is they need to put 4 quarters together. We haven't seen that in a while. They've had a bad quarter, like the other night against Brooklyn, 15 points in the fourth quarter. Before that, bad second half, bad first half, or whatever. But this team needs to put 4 good quarters together. That's where they're at right now.
Yeah, and that's something they just haven't done much. I mean, let's face it. I mean, they had a terrible half against the Clippers and a good second half, but they were too big a hole. So we've seen good halves like the Oklahoma City. So, but you're right. I mean, we've got to see a good second half here tonight.
And if we start to see any of that stalling offensively, I'm getting Malik Monk in the game immediately and going back to the pick and roll. Minnesota has no answer for it, Jerry.
No, I mean, Gobert, once you get him away from the basket, the team is vulnerable inside. He always said he gets credit for being a great defender, but he is an outstanding defender within 5 foot of the basket. But you stretch him out there, he can be attacked, and Monk and Sabonis did a beautiful job of that.
I'm mindful of the fact that this is the 3rd meeting, and I know that the Kings lost 2 games to Minnesota at home, but these are different lineups right now, and the fact that Minnesota had an overtime game last night, but you need to win this game for a variety of reasons. Tiebreaker scenarios, if you can go and win 2 games in Minnesota, if you just keep pace, start feeling good. I think more important than anything else, feel good about yourselves leaving this city and going into Portland and get on a roll, man. You just lost 4 in a row. You need to figure out how to get on a roll right now.
Grant, it's an excellent point, especially with Thanksgiving tomorrow. You're spending it on the road with the guys. This changes the tone of that room, even though it's just 1 win, Jerry.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I think if they can pull this off in another good half and win this game, what it tells them is, we can go win on the road. We can beat good teams. I mean, Minnesota's struggling, but they're still a very talented team. So this thing can turn around. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, it's like a game. The schedule is like a game. You see teams go on 6-7 win runs of wins, just like you see 15, 18-point runs in a game. And that's I think bottom line is we know this team is capable of playing like this. And if Herter and Keegan can ever get going to the level they need to offensively or just something, then this team could be what we thought they would be.
Yep. I would agree with you. I think Minnesota is a talented team, but I don't think they're a good team. They're not a good team today. It's just like I think the Kings are a talented team, but I don't think they're a good team right now because I haven't seen it. But you know what? Who cares? Go out and win the freaking game. Start feeling better about yourself. And you've got games you can win coming up. Go out and get the job done. I mean, I can't emphasize how important this second half is going to be, guys. I mean, could you imagine if, Ryan, we have to do a post-game show tonight talking about how the Kings had another really good half and a bad second half? I mean, that'll be a disaster for this team.
Yeah, I think we'll be talking about what you ate since you're fast. Most.
Yeah. I'm feeling much better. I can tell you that. But seriously, I mean, there's so many positives to build on right now. But you got to go out and do it. And then consistency has been the issue with this team. Let's see if they can put 2 good halves together.
Yeah, that's what it is. And there's plenty of time, to become a good team. And that's what, the Kings are doing the same thing the Minnesota. They're trying to find themselves. And Dallas is going through the same thing. That's why they got a big win tonight. But these teams are capable. They feel capable. I think they're all capable of winning a lot of games. But they're all trying to sort it out, and you just hope the Kings sort it out sooner than they do.
Yeah, Dallas actually is playing currently, but they have a big lead on the Knicks, 81-65 with 2:45 left to go in the third. And the Houston game is now 108-105. Houston with 20 seconds left. Houston up by 3. They're playing so well. We'll see if they can hold on and win there. And you have Indiana is going to beat Portland. They're up 120-114 with 13 seconds left. So, and the Lakers have a 10-point lead at San Antonio halfway through the second quarter. Phoenix with an early lead on Brooklyn, 18-15. What a road trip so far for the Brooklyn Nets. And you have, how about this score? Utah in the first quarter with 5.5 left, lead Denver 24-12.
Wow.
Boy.
Yep. And the Clippers won. They won at Washington. So that keeps you up to date on your NBA scoreboard. And of course, we'll run it all down for you on the post-game show. All right, let's get some predictions. I think the Kings, I'll go first tonight. I think the Kings are going to win this game. And I think they're going to win this game by 20 points. I think Minnesota is tired. I don't think they're playing well. I like what I've seen from the Kings. They're fresh. And so I think they're going to win this game. I'm going to say 129-109.
All right. Jerry, how about you, sir?
Well, I think the Kings are going to win. I think it's going to be 118-109. I do think it's going to be a 9-point win. And we're going to see a really good half here to close these fellows out.
Okay. I think that we are going to see a little spurt from Minnesota at the beginning of the third quarter. I think the Kings ultimately pull away through the fourth quarter. I got a 15-point win. I'm going to say 15-point win for the Kings.
Jerry, Dante DiVincenzo does not look good at all, does he?
No, he doesn't. He just looks totally disjointed. You know, I mean, he looked so good in New York. Of course, it's also true. You know, he didn't really look good in Sacramento or Golden State. I just wonder if, you know, playing with his Villanova guys and Coach Thibodeau, that might be in his fit. You know, I mean, there's some truth in that. And he certainly doesn't seem to fit here very well yet. Here again, it's early. He's adjusting to a new team.
I think he likes the big
stage.
stage.
Not early. I mean, you're almost 20 games in. At what point is it not early?
Well, I mean, I think you're getting there. You know, once you're certainly into the 20-25 game mark, if he's got to start playing better, or my guess is that Coach Finch is going to have to kind of phase him out.
Yeah,
which would make that trade even more of a disaster for Minnesota, because it wasn't just Randall. They were counting on a lot from DiVincenzo.
Oh, absolutely. You know, the way Dante played in the playoffs, he was terrific. And
excellent.
They had every reason to think they were getting that player. And, of course, they haven't yet.
I think he's a victim of the ball movement in Minnesota. I think in New York, there was a lot more ball movement. He was that guy that was on the second or third kick, and he was knocking it down nearly every time.
Well, you know, the difference, I think, though, is that Brunson dominated the ball some, but he also would play make.
That's
now,
right.
Edwards dominates, but he doesn't play make. And so
Good
it's
point.
A little bit of a difference there.
Guys, thank you. Jerry, have a great Thanksgiving. We appreciate you, and we will talk to you at halftime of the Portland game. Thank you very much.
Well, enjoy, you guys. Take care. Have a good post game.
Thank you. We will. I think it's going to be good tonight, Ryan. I'm feeling good. I know you are too. And we invite everybody to join us right after the game. We'll take your phone calls here on If You Don't Like That. Good first half. We'll see if they can follow it up with a good second half. 69-57. We'll see you after the game, everybody.